Trainers! Today I want to talk about a look at the current metagame in Pokemon TCG Pocket as through the eyes of a tournament organizer. Limitless is a tournament platform. It's been around for quite a while. It is still very popular for paper TCG Pokemon, and that is where I was familiar with it. But I recently saw an article where they added a Pokemon Pocket section. And if you all don't know, there is a streamer and YouTuber, Ursiday, who has been hosting extremely large tournaments for the community. Now, given my extremely limited availability, making videos and living my life, I am unable to attend them, but I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to give it a breakdown, and I kind of wanted to do like a little bit of an advertisement if you guys wanted to play as well. The prizes are pretty good. Weekly 3 is open right now. Today is the Sunday the 10th that I'm recording this, but it looks like every Saturday for the past couple weeks, she has been hosting these, and they have been drawing a lot of people. Like the last one I went to look, there was over 1,000 people on Limitless when these tournament comes out. And how I had most seen these was with Pokemon Paper Regionals and Pokemon VGC Regionals, but it gives a breakdown of all the people that went, all the decks that played, shares, like how much won, who won. Like it gives all this excellent information. And it's actually, for me, I feel like this works as a really okay proxy for a metagaming in Pocket if you want to, blister through the current event that's going on. That's player versus player. That's kind of like a faux rank ladder. If you're just still looking for kind of the best cards, if you just frankly want a definitive answer on what you think is the best deck, that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to look at the standings, look at all the different people that played, frankly just do like it's like a fireside chat. Like I'm just gonna gab, talk about the deck, plug the Limitless tourney. But first and foremost, looking at the combined, so playing to win, this is like top cut. Swiss round is everyone. I'm just gonna go ahead and combine them. The top 2 decks by so much. If you look at these pictures here, I can even zoom in a little bit more, but it's oh no, it's too much. It's absolutely going to be Zapdos and Pikachu by a lot. We see like 23% of the share of all decks being Pikachu and Zapdos EX, followed extremely closely by Gardevoir and Mewtwo. And then moving down to some of the lesser known archetypes like Starmie EX, Articuno EX. I'm surprised there was almost double Charizard Moltres EX then. Starmie EX, Arbok, Weezing. I think this is a great meta read, especially up against Mewtwo and Gardevoir. And it's even solid against Pikachu, frankly. Like it's quick. Arbok does a lot. Weezing kind of can put a little bit of pressure on early on. Got a Ninetales Rapidash for, coming in pretty high as well. 3% of the, total share of participants, but frankly, still decent chunk. So that's just giving us a look at our share, like Pikachu, Zapdos, and it'll give you a list of all the people that played, and it'll give you as well a list of, it tells you their standings, their rankings, how they did. They won 12, tied 1, lost 1, and all those things. But what I want to also take a look at, if we zoom out just a little bit here, it will give scores and win percents. I want to take a look at the top win percents because all the Gardevoir and Mewtwo players, it looks like they might not be that good. Only 40% of wins, and right, you have a lot of people playing a lot of decks, and looking at the win percent isn't perfect. If we had a lot more games, a lot more samples, I'd be a lot more satisfied with it. But let's take a look at the top wins. Okay, and I'll probably filter out and pay a little bit less attention. But the number 1 winning deck with 70% win rate was Moltres EX and Ninetales, which is pretty cool to see. Looks like Germany, 2 Vulpix, 2 Ninetales, 1 Moltres, 1 Ponyta, 1 Rapidash, and like a slew of trainers. So this is a pretty cool deck list. It's not Charizard. They're probably running 2 Blaines. They are, yeah, it's like a little bit of Blaine flavor, which works for both. I like this a lot. I think that's a really solid deck to look at. Consider only 1 player though. So let's look at maybe something that had a little bit more. Ooh, Wigglytuff Weezing EX. I think this has been a recently popular archetype as well. Coming in at 1% of share, win percent, we've got 55% of the wins. Let's take a look at exactly who played this. Top deck list cut here. 2 Jigglypuffs, 2 Wigglypuffs, 2 Coughings, 2 Weezings. Honestly, I'm seeing more and more decks just run 4 basic Pokemon total. You're keeping it really low. You're guaranteeing, like either A or B getting out. And I think there's a new Jigglypuff promo coming out that is going to put the Pokemon to sleep. And I think that's going to bump this deck up from kind of like a B+, A- tier to like S+, S-. I think it's going to be really solid Wigglytuff angle. And if we ever get like something to accelerate colorless energy or anything like that, I think that'll be even better. I keep calling this deck Puff Puff Pass because of the Weezing, but do with that as you will. I just wanted to share a little bit of a joke here. So that is absolutely on the rise, I think, in terms of winning things. Wigglytuff EX and Weezing EX. Again, not a ton of decks played it. Not a ton of people played it. But, plus 50 win percent, this 70, if it's 1 or 2, it's kind of hard to tell. But Pikachu EX with Raichu. Let's take a look at these lists. I'm just kind of looking at the top list here. this list is running 2 Pikachus, 2 Raichus, 2 Magnemites, 2 Magnetons, 2 Pikachu EXs, and 1 Zapdos EXs, running 2 Lieutenant Surge. So it's kind of like a Lieutenant Surge flavor deck, but it looks like it did well. You know, the main idea of these things is using your Magnemite to accelerate energies, using Pikachu to knock things out fast, and then to give your finishing blow kind of with a Raichu, and then a couple just keep momentum going here. I think personally, I'm a little bit more of a fan of the Electrode angle, but I mean, results are results. And now we're already moving sub 50. Ooh, Hypno Melmetal, love to see it. Okay, here's our Pikachu EX, Zapdos EX. So I love just like 1 and 2. I wonder, let's take a look at the, okay, and then just below we got Pikachu EX and Electrode EX. Standees, yeah. And then this is number 1. Okay, let's talk top 10, right? We know kind of the most popular decks were absolutely by far and away Mewtwo and Pikachu EX. This is what people have been talking, this is what people have been theorizing about. Not necessarily the best performing overall, but in a closed group of, how many people are in this top cut? Ooh, is this is combined. I think this is playing to win. So the top cut was combined. We've got, this is the winner, I think. Saitama, that anime throwback, with 2 Blitzels, 2 Zebstrika, 2 Pikachu X, 2 Zapdos EX, and 1 Pinchurchin. Okay, we see some tech. Seeing some tech makes sense because, you know, again, I keep comparing this to regular paper TCG, but people run like, there's 60 card decks, but people run like 6, 7, 8, like individual single tech cards just for specific scenarios. Like in Pinchurchin, if you guys don't remember, it'll, you know, paralyze your opponent if you hit heads. It's kind of expensive in energy investment, but I could definitely see it coming in clutch. And I'm curious if any of these other ones did. We've got Taiwan, did they run? Oh, another Pinchurchin. Might be onto something. I might be onto something here. So first, it looks like let's check out the top Mewtwo list. 2 Rolts, 2 Kirlia, 2 Gardevoir, 1 Mewtwo, 1 Jinx. Jinx is a pretty good counter, I think, to a lot of stuff. This tech does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Especially if you're trying to like meta read like anything. You're like, okay, are people going to bring something with a lot of energies? Maybe. Will there be, you know, Charizards? Will there be Blastoise? Will there be Venusaurs? Will Jinx help me knock those out? Maybe they will help you win one game, which would be a big thing for something like this. And this our third play. Yeah, we took a look. Okay, Moltres, Charizard. I wonder if it's like classic. 2 Charmander, 2 Charmeleon, 2 Charizard, 1 regular Charizard, 2 Moltres. Okay, nothing too spicy here, but something to play around with. Maybe this regular Charizard. I don't even think I know what it does. Fire Spin, discard 2 fire energy from this Pokemon for 150. There's only 1 prize there for 150. That beats me too. that will get a Mewtwo out of the picture. This person, do they also have a regular Charizard? Okay, bread and butter for number 2. So just something to think about. Take another look at our Mewtwo here. One regular Mewtwo. Interesting. Discard 2 energy, 120. So this will knock out Pikachu. That's cool. You love to have your Pikachu tech going. And then, oh, Pikachu, Blaine. A Blaine deck. Pikachu. Okay, so I might say, this was our, yeah. You know, I might come out and say that Pikachu kind of seems like, you know, something to say. Let's take a look at a few more of these. Pikachu with Raichu, 2 Pikachu, 2 Raichu, 2 Magna. Okay, this is the archetype we talked about earlier. Something to play around with, kind of the Lieutenant Surge version of Pikachu. This is just kind of our Blaine. 2 Vulpix, 2 Ninetales, 2 Ponytail, 1 Farfetch, 2, yeah, okay, and an aggro. Pikachu, Zapdos, standard, 2 Pinchurchin. Okay, Pinchurchin tech might be real. If you guys are wanting to look up something spicy, change things up, I might recommend the Pinchurchin tech. All these people made it really, really far. And like we said, I kind of want to bounce back to what I want to do is go back over to metagaming. Look at the Swiss rounds. Again, look at the win percent. See if there's anything else in here that I think might be interesting. Pikachu. So it looks like Pikachu EX, Zapdos EX in a tournament setting seems to be the best deck. There's usually a couple flavors that are good, but the Pinchurchin tech might be something. I don't know, man. But also the Raichu line, the Lieutenant Surge version of this, I think I'm gonna have to check out and play around with as well. I want to see. There's really nothing else that did better than this. So really, okay. This is my read. This is my read coming up on the week and events and all this stuff. I think Wigglytuff and Weezing EX is going to skyrocket with the addition of the new Jigglypuff promo that's coming out, where it just puts your opponent to sleep. I think that's gonna be absolutely crazy. I think that's gonna dominate a lot of stuff. Pikachu EX, Raichu EX. I haven't played around with that a lot of personally, the Lieutenant Surge version, but something to try, something to do. Not super expensive, not super crazy. Pikachu EX is definitely on the rise. Here's another Wigglytuff angle. There was an Executor deck that was kind of doing numbers, but I don't think I see any of that in here. Maybe that's not the meta rates. Water, inconsistent. People left and right complain about Misty. You know, if you flip heads, you do lose. And that is a thing, but I think Sabrina is far stronger and just valuing consistency over coin flips. And if you're one of the 10 foilers, that's what I call you guys. If you think Misty's rigged, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think Misty's rigged again. Either for you, against you, for your opponent, for your, however you think it's rigged. I do not think it's rigged. I just think you're unlucky and believing confirmation bias, but I hear a lot of folks saying they think it's rigged. I'm surprised more, and it's rigged down. That makes sense why this has done worse, but I just think it's a little inconsistent. Like, it didn't do terrible. It was still very popular. So I take a look at the archetype from Spain, from one of the top Spanish players. 2 Starus, 2 Starmies, 2 Articunos. Anything else in there? I like to run Sida Golduck in this sometimes. Is this 2 Starmies, 2 Starus, 2 Articunos? 2 Starmies, 2 Articuno. Okay, it's all the same. It's all the same basic archetype there. Marowak, Sandslash, that makes sense. I don't like him with the 2 coin flips. Is not a fan. Okay, Charizard, classic. People love Charizard. Vileplume Executor, I've never run. I think that's it. I think there's still a ton of room to innovate. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Let's look at the worst performing one. 0% wins with Kabutops, Marowak, that makes sense. 0% with Dragonite, that makes sense. I think Dragonite's like a hard one to figure out. Okay, this one I'm kind of surprised by because I think the 0 and 10, I think this one kind of cooked. Like the promo Primeape and Mankey with, okay, I think the Meowth is an L here. But if you set up this deck, and I was thinking about this deck, if you run just the Primeape as the only basic, you're guaranteed to have that online on turn 1. Your first turn, like 30, smack it, smack. I think that's good. The tournament results said maybe it's not good, but no, maybe it's the driver. Maybe it's the driver. Maybe someone else can drive this to victory. There's a lot of 0 and 10s here. Alakazam Jinx. I think the Alakazam deck can be okay. Blastoise EX with Blastoise, I'm not feeling it. None of these got any wins. I think I might need to ignore them. Muck, I think it's exceptionally overrated. It's so expensive with 3 energy. 2 Grimer, 1 Muck, 2 Coughing, 2 Easy, 1. This is inconsistent. I think when I look at this, I want to be more consistent. Like I see some tech, like I know I've run some things about it. Just looking at it, I don't love this one. This deck I think is what Jeff Hooglin ran in his creator tournament. 2 Executor, 2 Frogadier, 2 Greninja. They dropped. I think it could have been better maybe. It was this one went 0-4, they dropped 2. Yeah, kind of the same lineup. Then I think this deck kind of cooks. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Maybe I'll blame the drivers. I don't know. I don't know if I should or not. But I think there's Lapras. I don't think is great. I think it's an excellent free-to-play substitute for Articuno EX. I think that's Lapras's place. I think it works great, not in like on this. It works great to have fun and like play some games with and like build with, but in this like kind of competitive meta. Okay, here's our Dragonite, Snorlax stall. People, I'm gonna say this over and over. Reddit hates Dragonite, or no, Reddit hates Snorlax and thinks it's new bait. I think this is fine. I mean, they won 2 games at least. So, I mean, it's not a disaster. Oh, with Lapras to do a little bit better. They won 1 game, so not quite. Did a little bit worse. But anything else interesting in here? Here's some Butterfree, Starmie Greninja. I think it's a little slow. You just kind of want your Starmie out. I think this is good too. Scorch with Moltres. They drop after 1 and 3, yeah. 2 Sizzlipede, 1. I think you need 2 Moltres and 0 Aerodactyls. And this, and I think it could have been a little bit better. Is this just me sitting here flaming people's decks that didn't do that well in the tournament? Okay, maybe I should stop. Yeah, I would love to know your guys, do you have an appetite for these tournaments? I'm really excited to see them pop off. I'm really excited to see such a big platform like Limitless support this. They do so much support. Ursi Day is also, you know, really bringing out the community, really driving a lot. Huge props to her to be able to organize things like this. Definitely check it out if you're interested. Let me know if you like this kind of like little meta breakdown, because I can look at her results every week and just yap at you all while I complain about decks that I think should be better. But you know, that's going to do it for this one, and I will see you all very soon in the next Pocket video.